The St. Jude Dream Home giveaway is just around the corner, and the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, it's not just a place for treatment. It's a beacon of hope. As one of the world's leading cancer research centers, St. Jude continues to change lives through groundbreaking care, leaving a lasting impact on its patients, its families, and everyone who walks through its doors. On this medical campus in Memphis, Tennessee, lives are being saved, and the way the world approaches childhood cancer is changing.
There's a lot of that children are dealing with and going through just as, part of childhood that oftentimes is put on the back burner or gets pushed aside because you have to figure out, am I going to wake up tomorrow? Am I going to survive? If I don't survive, will my parents be okay? But St. Jude kind of made it a little easier because I knew I was in good hands.
In the good hands of a facility that has been forging the battle against childhood cancer for more than 60 years. What began in the early 50s in the form of a prayer from then struggling entertainer Danny Thomas is now a successful actualization. When Danny Thomas was trying to hit it big in the entertainment industry, it said that he would often pray to St. Jude, the patron of hopeless causes, saying, "If you help me make a way in life, I will build you a shrine." Shortly after, he hit it big, and in 1962, he fulfilled his promise by opening St. Jude. Since 1962, St. Jude has saved countless lives all across the world, serving patients from every single continent. When St. Jude first opened in 1962, childhood cancer was considered incurable. Since then, St. Jude has helped push the overall survival rate from 20% to 80%. And St. Jude says they won't stop until no child dies from cancer. It's a cause these scientists dedicate their career to, working together within these walls to crack the code on multiple cancers so kids can get back to being kids.
One thing I love about St. Jude is that it doesn't feel like it's a hospital, but they try to make it feel like it's not. Like no other hospital looks like this.
And no other hospital operates like this either. These are not just doctors and researchers, but in some cases, miracle workers, taking first-time treatments directly from the lab here upstairs to the patients at their bedside. And I love the fact, too, that St. Jude is considered a bench-to-bed hospital, right? So, you're doing the research here. You're able to take your findings and implement them much quicker than would normally be happening in the scientific community, right?
Right, and so the CAR T cell that we're using was developed here by a scientist, Chris Dorenzo, and his counterpart, Gidra Kanshute, did all of the preclinical work with this CAR T cell in the models that we have, and we were able to then translate that into a clinical trial for our patients. So it's absolutely amazing.
This now sprawling campus is not only the epicenter for childhood cancer treatments, it's also a beacon of hope. Hope that is spoken.
Honestly, the sense of hope that you feel when you come to St. Jude is honestly remarkable.
Hope that is felt.
I was worried, oh gosh, something's gonna happen and he's not gonna make it. But at the same time, I knew I had St. Jude. And I knew we were where we needed to be. We were in the best place in the world. They take the toughest cases.
And hope that is literally seen. This outdoor space is the Hope Garden, inspired by St. Jude cancer survivor Jeremiah, a patient at the age of 6. St. Jude saved his life. It's a visual reminder to never give up, though the journey can be long. A journey that begins here, the front doors of the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, greeted by a 10-foot white marble statue of St. Jude, a symbol that no cause is hopeless. And though Danny Thomas and his wife Rosemarie are now laid to rest on campus in this memorial garden, his dream still lives on. Through your donations, your awareness, your support. Because of your support, St. Jude provides their patients cutting-edge treatments not covered by insurance at no cost to families. So families that come here to St. Jude, they never pay a bill, so they can focus on what's important, helping their children live.
When you donate, you save my child, but you've also given us more time as a family.
Time, something every family deserves more of, together. And please mark your calendars because those tickets for the St. Jude Dream Home go on sale next Wednesday. Mark your calendars for April 23rd and set an alarm for 5 a.m. Idaho Today will be right back.